Hey, I I'm alive. I'm not dead, as it turns out. I've just been doing, super important other things besides making videos on YouTube. Uh, Super totally important other things. Totally. Um, that being said, I'm back, at least for the moment. Uh, we'll see how long it lasts, but I've decided I'm going to attempt to do a 31 days of Halloween type deal since it's the season. And so I don't know if I'm going to do like a video every day or maybe like once a week and kind of do a roundup of like what I watched or I don't know. But basically, I'm just going to talk about movies, and I'm going to try and watch at least one horror movie every day for the month of October. And, some of them will be like new movies that I haven't, or not new necessarily, but new to me movies, or it'll be, stuff that I'm just real pumped on or whatever. So, I already have some movies in mind. Like I think on Friday, I'm gonna do the new VHS movie coming out on Shutter, and then next weekend I want to do Terrifier 3 and stuff like that. But I figured for the first movie of the month, I would set the bar, I mean, below the floor, so that everything that I watch, theoretically, from this point forward, would be like enhanced because I watched such a terrible movie to start. And, I actually ended up liking it a lot more than I expected. The movie is Death Rider in the House of Vampires. This is Glenn Danzig's second feature film that he has directed. The first being one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, Veronica. And so I decided, you know, even though I despised his first movie, and you know, I'm pretty forgiving on movies. Um, I don't really hate a whole lot of movies. I try and stay pretty positive about them because it's somebody's putting blood, sweat, and tears into whatever they make. Um, that being said, Veronica is one of probably the worst movie I've ever seen twice. And you might ask, why did you watch it twice? And the answer for that is I don't know. Um, the first time it was to check it out, watched it with some people. We all hated it. The second time, um, well, I did it for my podcast, but I didn't really need to rewatch it. I just did it. I think maybe I hate myself, and that's why I watched it twice. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure, because that movie sucked. It's horrible. Don't watch Veronica, or do. I'm not in charge yet or anything. That being said, Death Rider in the House of Vampires. Hey, it's like if Veronica was no stars. This is like a star. I mean, I gave it 3.5, I think, on Letterboxd, but that was just because this movie made me cry laughing within the first 5 minutes. Um, so basically, the plot of this is Devon Sawa is a mysterious cowboy, and he goes to a saloon, hotel, brothel, all of the above. And he just starts like fighting dudes and stuff and interacting with people. There's not a whole lot going on. But the difference between Veronica and this is that this has real actors in it. This has Devon Sawa. It's got Danny Trejo. Julian Sands is in it. Eli Roth shows up. Glenn Danzig himself is in it. Kim Director, who was like the goth chick in Blair Witch Project 2, Book of Shadows, is in it. Fred Armisen shows up. The Soska sisters show up. The wrestler X-Pac shows up. Yeah, they just, they just pop in. So yeah, there's real actors in this, and I think that makes the movie like way better, because Veronica seemed like it was made by somebody that's never seen a movie before. Like had no concept of what a movie was, which is wild, since Glenn Danzig's whole thing has been like horror type stuff for the most part. You would think that he probably watched some horror movies and would know enough to be like, hey, I'm gonna not do the things that I did in Veronica. But he did them. And so here we are in his second movie. And he's discovered Zoom, which is good. He zooms in a lot. Kind of like in the middle of his takes a lot. He'll just do like quick little like boop, like just a little zoom. Almost kind of feels like he didn't mean to hit the zoom button, but he does. So that's fun. He's learned how to use CGI. So there's a little bit of that in there. That's neat. He learned how to speed up the film, so things move in fast motion. That made me cry laughing in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Yeah. And then, having real actors for the most part helps, because I feel like if you have professionals, they make it a little bit harder to fail. Danzig does the whole soundtrack, which was full of some interesting choices. Overall, pretty good soundtrack. What weirds me out are the points where there wasn't a soundtrack, because the opening credits of the movie, there's just no music playing. It's a lengthy scene of like this stylized credit sequence, and right before the credits start, there's like, faux spaghetti western type music, and you'd kind of think that would continue, and it just didn't. The credits it just has like wind blowing sounds and silence, which is very weird. Oh, and gunshots, because anytime they like show a new credit, there's like a pow, like a spaghetti western. Except those usually also have music, and it's real weird that the opening credits didn't have any music. So yeah, plot wise, I don't know. I kind of zoned out sometimes a little bit. But again, I liked this way more than Veronica. There weren't any like lingering shots. Well, there were. There was actually a lot of shots where it seemed like it should have been a cut, and then it just kept going. There's a lot of those, actually. Like, pretty much every scene had one of those, but they weren't as bad as they were in Veronica. In this, they're a little bit better. So, progress. And I don't know, you get to see Danzig dressed up like a little cowboy. That was fun. Like, Julian Sands was way better than he should have been in this movie. I mean, he actually like acted real well, and yeah, he was out of place almost with like the gravitas that he gave to his character that showed up a couple times, which is kind of the issue. Is some characters show up like once or twice, and you're like, well, all right, why are you here? What'd you do? What's going on? Danny Trejo, he's in it for a second. He's in the beginning, and then you never see him again, and you don't see him die. I mean, I'm pretty sure he does, but you don't see it, so he could have come back. Um, yeah, I mean, it's better than Veronica. It's better than Veronica, which is not saying much, but it's saying a lot at the same time, because I despised Veronica. And this is borderline room level of so bad it's good. So, there's something I would watch this again willingly. I might throw this on when I have people over to be like, hey, want to see a movie where Eli Roth just like awkwardly laughs and gets real pumped up when somebody's supposed to be dying of like ingesting liquid silver, and it's all CG, so Eli Roth couldn't see the actual effect that he's supposed to be seeing, so he just kind of has to like awkwardly like look real pumped up, because that's a thing in here that made me chuckle. And then the scene transition from that was just a weird close-up of his face, and then it just zooms in on his nose, and then it fades to black. So that was pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Danzig saw Veronica and was like, now I've seen a movie and I didn't like that movie, so I'm going to learn from it, and now we made this movie. So, like I said, progress. This isn't streaming anywhere as far as I know. I bought it because I had morbid curiosity, and you can only buy this, as far as I have seen, straight from the distributor of the movie, Cleopatra Entertainment. So I bought it from their website for $20 or whatever, and it's it's got a slipcover. I don't think it's got like a reversible cover. I actually never checked. Nope, it doesn't. And then it's just like a standard Blu-ray in there. I don't know if there's any special features. I didn't check when I just watched it. There's none listed on the back, so maybe there isn't any. But yeah, so if you want to see it, I think you have to physically buy it, unless you pirate it, which I'm not going to condone, because I don't know, put some money in Danzig's pocket. Let him buy more cat food and stuff. Positives though. The soundtrack was pretty sweet at points, and I don't know, it was weird. It was really weird, but it wasn't as infuriating as Veronica. I keep bringing that movie up. I'm not gonna watch that movie again probably, but I feel like it needs to be in the conversation with this, because a lot of people that have seen Veronica are gonna be like, I am not gonna watch this, and I understand, but this is better than that. Yeah. You get to see Danzig dressed up as a little cowboy, so that's fun. And yeah, I don't know, Devon Sawa is in it, and he's the main guy, and he does some stuff. And sometimes that's all you need. But yeah, so that's the first movie that I watched this month. Cool, man. So I don't know what's next. I might try and alternate between like stuff I haven't seen to stuff that I have seen and really like, so that at least I know that I have like something good to look forward to. But we'll see. I mean, I got a lot of stuff that I haven't watched or I've been meaning to get around to, so that might take precedent. And I'm gonna try and keep it straight horror, and not do like goofy, gory action type movies. Because I could talk about Terraformers, because I watched that today too, and that movie was ridiculous. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna count that. I think I'm just gonna do straight horror ish. So yeah, movie one, Death Rider and the House of Vampires. It was fine. I liked it more than I thought I would. So there's my recommendation. Um, yeah. So that's all I got to say about that. Who knows what I'm gonna watch tomorrow? It's gonna be a blast. I can't believe that I've talked about this movie for 16 minutes. Well, I would say I've talked about this movie for probably 5 minutes, and I talked about Veronica for like 11. So, you know, uh, good talk. Hopefully, I'll keep this up and make another video either tomorrow or I don't know, like Sunday, and just talk about all the movies that I've watched up to that point. We'll see how I end up doing it. I don't know. I'm just winging it as I generally do. So yeah, hope everybody's doing great. Uh, hope you guys are all pumped up for the Halloween season. Watch some horror movies, do that stuff, and be good to each other. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later. Bye.